Those of you who are parents might have experienced something with your child called separation anxiety. Child gets very attached, and if they're not with mom, they're not with dad, then they're not happy. They feel uncomfortable, right? So, and they'll cry and they'll scream until they get back connected, and they really have this need to be connected. And one thing that I found out in my network marketing career is separation anxiety happens to every entrepreneur. And let me tell you why. When I started, I was a minimum wage person. Back when I started, minimum wage was about $5 an hour. I still can't believe it's like $7 an hour. But minimum doesn't matter anyway. It's just a place to start, right? Bring value and you're going to go up the ladder. So I'm a $5 an hour person. And I say, you know what? I want to get to $10 an hour. I'm going to go do this and this and this. There were some people in my life that were also $5 an hour that judged me for going to 10. You're no fun. We're going out tonight. Yeah, I can't go. You're no fun. And that separation anxiety starts to kick in, right? So every time you want to go to another level, there's going to be some people that don't want to go with you. And when I first started, I had this philosophy of, we're going to take everybody across the finish line. We're going to lock arms and we're all going to win together. And I found out that was a terrible strategy because some people don't want to go. And this happened even inside of my team. This happened with my upline. This happened with my downline. This happened with my other cross-line friends inside of my company. And every time I went to the next level, I got judged by some people. Every time I was ready to change my life, I got judged by some people. I got some shade thrown at me from other people. I was like, what is going on? I thought we were all entrepreneurial. Well, there's levels. There's levels. And here's the example I like to use. Imagine you're in the 4th grade. Okay, can you remember your 4th grade class? And you're sitting in your 4th grade desk, doing your 4th grade tasks, and all your friends are doing their 4th grade tasks, and you got your teacher, and when you go home, parents say, well, how'd it go in the 4th grade? And it went well. Thank you. Okay, remember? I remember mine. And let's just say, imagine that it's a different kind of world in your school system. And at the end of the year, you start saying, well, you start talking to your friends. What do you think about 5th grade? What do you think about 5th grade? And they're like, well, are you crazy? 5th grade? Do you know that once you're in the 4th grade, you don't have to go to 5th grade? You could just keep repeating 4th grade. I'm like, what? You're like, huh? Why would you want to go to the 5th grade? They're saying, why would you want to go to the 5th grade? Because guess what? We've already taken all the tests in the 4th grade. We don't have any new tests. If you go to 5th grade, you don't get as much nap time. You don't get as much treats. You don't get as much recess out to go play amongst the kids during school. You don't get as much. We know all the tests, and you're like totally confused. They're saying, if you go to 5th grade, you're a weirdo. We're staying in the 4th grade. Huh. You go to the teacher, say, these kids are talking about not going to the 5th grade. They're saying, yeah, you know what? 5th grade's not for everybody. You should stay in the 4th grade. As your teacher, I would recommend it. What? You go home and you say, Mom, Dad, I'm ready to go to the 5th grade, but my teacher says I shouldn't, and all the other kids say I shouldn't. And they're kind of laughing at me for even talking about it. And your mom and dad look at each other and say, 4th grade was good enough for your father and me. What? Yeah, those 5th graders, they're a little bit weird. What? Now, I want you to answer honestly. If your parents said 5th grade is dumb, your teacher said 5th grade was dumb, your friends in school said 5th grade was dumb, how many of you would have voluntarily gone to the 5th grade? Not very many. If any. There's so much peer pressure, it's enormous. But let's say, you know what? 5th grade, I want to. I want to change my life. So, Mom, Dad, I'm doing it. And they're like, oh, we're so disappointed. You go to the teacher, I'm doing it. Oh my gosh. Well, I'll be here when you give up. And your friends laugh at you, They throw stuff at you. They call you a dummy. You call you an idiot. You say, but you know what? My life, I want to get to the 5th grade. There's more to this than just the 4th grade. So you go, and you have to walk past them every day in school, and they're making fun of you. And you have to go home every day, and your parents are saying, no, it's still such a bad decision. You should go back to the 4th grade. Just give up. Go back. But you say, no, and you go in scared. You don't know anybody. New teacher, new everything, and eventually other kids find their way into the 5th grade. And slowly over time, you start to develop a bond with those people. Like, oh, I found my people. So it starts to hurt less with the 4th graders and the other teachers and your parents because you found your people. And you think you're done, but you're not. At the end of 5th grade, you say, I can't wait for 6th grade. And all the 5th graders said, we did this once. We broke away from those 4th graders. We agree with that. But enough is enough. When are you going to relax? We're staying in the 5th grade. He's like, no. You go home to mom and dad and say, you are sick. You are a workaholic, son. You need to get some counseling because not only were you willing to walk away from 4th grade friends and culture in a safe environment, but you're walking away from 5th grade into something unknown in the 6th grade? Come on. Let's find you a counselor. Let's get you on some prescription drugs to have you just chill out. And it keeps happening. 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. Keeps going. It happened to me at $10 an hour, happened to me at $20 an hour, $40 an hour, $80 an hour. It happened to me when I became a 6-figure earner. Other people didn't want to go with me and they judged me. When I became multiple 6 figures, they judged me even more. My 6-figure friends stayed there. Here's what I want you to understand. When you go to the next level, as you should, you are not leaving people behind. They're staying. Imagine yourself in the 12th grade, and you're looking back on the 4th graders that are big, oversized adults in these tiny little desks. They're still playing the same games, taking the same tests, complaining about everybody else. It doesn't hurt as much when you're in the 12th grade and looking back at the 4th graders, but still, 11th grade people still hurt a little bit. There's levels of separation that you have to go through and be willing to accept in order to be able to step into your true full potential. And not everybody's going to go with you. I learned that that's okay. My purpose, my mission was more important than other people's approval of me and acceptance of me in an environment that I did not belong in. I belonged in a different space, and I had to be able to manage separation anxiety. Be willing to step into your potential regardless of if other people are willing to do it with you. Your mission is that important. Okay? Guard yourself from separation anxiety. And I'll see you tomorrow.